Hey guys, Tech200 back here with a review of the newly released iPhone 4S. Now, starting with hardware-wise, this has a case on it, but there really is no difference between this phone and this phone. They're exactly the same, besides a few minor differences. You can see right here, if you come from an AT&T to this phone, the volume buttons have been moved down, but if you come from a Verizon iPhone to the Verizon iPhone 4S, the buttons are going to be exactly the same. So if your cases are branded that will work with the iPhone 4, it'll work with your 4S as well. So design-wise, absolutely nothing has changed between the 4S and the 4. There's about 3 main features that people are going to be looking for with the 4S. Siri, the 8 megapixel camera, and the dual-core processor. So all the changes are internal, pretty much. Now, let me start off with Siri. Now, Siri is your voice assistant. You just long press the home button, and if you remember on the iPhone 4, when you hold down the home button, it would come up with this voice control. And voice control really didn't do much, and it would often mix up what you have said, and it just looked like Apple really didn't put any good work into it. But with Siri, I've been pleasantly surprised. Let me give you guys an example. What's the weather for the next 5 days?
Getting your current location. Here's the weather for today through this Thursday.
So you see, it got my location and it brought up the location really pretty snappy. You can also do Google searches and text messages. So let's say Google search for iPhone 4S.
Searching the web for iPhone 4S.
Goes right to Google and loads up that fast. And you see, I didn't really have to talk much differently than I normally would, and it picked up my voice, and I've found it to be a pretty good, useful feature. Now next, let's talk about the camera. The camera application itself hasn't changed at all, but it comes with an 8 megapixel camera, and I have to say, this records great 1080p video. The pictures, they're a lot better quality as well, but I really think it excels with video. The camera is 8 megapixels, and they change it to a much bigger sensor right here. It's an f2.2 now instead of whatever the iPhone 4 was, and you can see it when you compare it next to the iPhone 4. The iPhone 4's camera sensor. Let me bring it into the light a little bit. You can see that inside the circle right in there has changed quite a bit. So the last feature is the dual-core processor. So let me bring in my Verizon iPhone 4 here. This is the 4S, this is the 4. And let's just open up Safari. Now, we'll start off with ESPN on both. Try and hit go at the same time. There you go. Now it's interesting, the 4.1 right there, and that was on their mobile site. Let's see if we can get them to load up the full desktop site. Let's see here. ESPN.com. Now we're gonna put open and go. Again, iPhone 4 on the right, 4S on the left. Seems to be bringing up it's actually displaying content on the 4 much faster than the 4S. I've noticed this to be the case on many occasions. It seems the 4S is lacking behind in speed. I don't know if that's just Verizon because they're getting hammered, but these are both Verizon iPhones and they both have the exact same signal strength. And you can even see I closed out of the applications on the 4S. On the 4, I'm running 2 more applications, and it's still beating it in internet-wise. So I don't know if this is just the Verizon iPhone 4, because I know that AT&T has that, what they're claiming to be 4G, but it's really not 4G. HSPA plus 14 megabits per second is what they're saying on this is the highest speed on here. I think it was 7.2. So I don't know what's going on here. And they also said that in the iPhone 4S battery life had been improved. On this one it was about 7 hours, and on this one it was 8. I've been hammering my iPhone 4 all day. I've been playing games, searching the web, sending text messages since about 9 o'clock. And on here, Siri's been used about 2 times throughout the day, sending about 5 text messages total, and checking email once. And it's got 83%, and my iPhone has 89%. So that could be due to multiple things, but the screen brightness on here is also lower than on here. So I don't know what Apple's talking about when they say that the battery life has been improved, because when you use Siri, it seems to be draining the battery life quite a bit. So overall, I think that the 4S is really not a worthy upgrade from the iPhone 4. If you have a 4, the upgrade's not worth it, but if you've got a 3GS, or you're just starting out and coming from an Android phone, I think this is going to be a good upgrade for you. It's running iOS 5, so you get the notification center and all that. If you guys don't know about iOS 5, check out my other video, the iOS 5 review and opinions. But yeah, it's been Tech 200 in my review on the iPhone 4S.